Welcome to Trading Lounge and the indices report. I won't be going into the bigger picture. I just really want to work this this low that we got in place and the trades that we have to the upside. But in this bigger picture from the top here, we're looking at this move down here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. It is possible to look at this because we've got overlapping wave structures here. It's possible to look at this as a corrective move and to move further up as well. Now, the reason for that would be the AI stocks such as Meta platforms, Microsoft, and so on. Now, like I said, I just really want to focus in on this, and we're looking for an A and a B and a C. We do have trades in a lot of stocks and sort of a few of the indices in this particular space here, so we need to look at that. So pretty much we'll be looking to go to around the 4-3 to take profit on this particular move here as a wave B can pull back 61.8% and may only pull back 40%. It could pull back deeper. We don't want to get caught in that, so we want to manage our exposure on that. So from 20,000 ticks down into 1,000 ticks for the S&P here, and yeah, so we've called that low in and we waited for the first impulse wave. We started to move in, so we've done all the right things at the right time. Always room for improvement, but yeah, so we're on track. So that 4-3 up here with the A wave up here is really what we're looking at the moment. All these wave fours could line up here to at the same sort of price, but I always find they sort of move up a little bit like this here. So we'll work at that when we get there. We can move this stop up to, well, if we just take this from this point, that would be the 38.2 coming in at this particular low here. And I'll just in case I've made a mistake, which we can allow for, well, we don't want them, but we need to accommodate as much as possible. So that would leave 38.2. It's not a big difference. So yeah, what we can do is that if we want to get to the top, then we're going to have to give it room to move. What we see here is not what we get next. We'll get a series where we've got 1s and 2s here, and now we're going into 4s and 5s over here. So wave 4s can be sideways and complicated, so it's going to be a bit of a churn, getting through this side over here. So yeah, so we can get it pretty much to break even here. That wouldn't be a problem, but I'm just going to drop it under this group 2 here. There's no need to, if you're think that's, I mean, for me, I always think of small position sizes with wider stops if you have confidence in the trend, So yeah, so otherwise, you could always take some money off the top here if you wanted to and start feeding it back into here and here and here. But in a nutshell, we'll be looking to go somewhere up here. But this will also change too, depending on how this plays out as well here. Okay, but that's the plan so far, keeping the stop out of the way, looking at 4-3 here, and we know that wave 4s here can get rather complicated, so we'll end up seeing stuff like this here piercing the trend line, maybe wave 3 up here somewhere. Wave 4 here should be bigger than the previous wave 4, and then wave 5 up here. So we may not even get up to the top here, but we will be looking in this here. And I also need to bring stocks into this too. So stocks are creating this. So stocks like Apple have got this particular count in line with the NASDAQ, and yeah, we need to round herd all those sheep up into the same pen, the same count, and yeah, so that's sort of where we are really in a bit of a nutshell. So everything's sort of okay at this point. So we'll look for the A wave, the B wave here, depending, from this particular low here. Let's just say it goes up to the 4-3. It may not get there. Then that would leave the 50-60% retracement level over here for that. Will it come back this far? I just don't get attached to anything in the markets, but we should see some type of correction leave this trend here. That's the main point, and then another move up. So we're not going to trade in here, but we will look to trade this leg here. Okay, just in case it's a bullish move. And we'll know, if this C wave here, if it's lazier than this one here, and that means the speed of it, the angle of it, if it's lazier, then we'll know it's a wave C. If it's more chirpy like this here, then we know we've got a bullish market. So the angle can help us in determining the personality of the structure that we're in as well. Okay, enough waffling on that. But the rest of the markets are kind of same in a way, slightly different. They've got their own sorts of things, and yeah. We looked at the Dow Jones yesterday as well, so this was one of the first ones that we saw the nice crisp impulse wave to the upside. I mean, there were stocks like Microsoft that were way ahead of the curve in all of this, but yeah, but anyway, that's here nor there. So this is the NASDAQ, and yeah, we've got this wave A down here, and I'll just remove this because that will just complicate things for a moment. It's just something we're talking about in the stocks. So the A wave up here, the B wave coming back, and the C wave up into the 15,000 area up there for that. And yeah, so I'm okay with this count. This is a little bit complicated for a wave 2 here, so I need to check the cash market with that. I haven't done that. But yeah, we'll do that next. But I mean, a trend has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and we can clearly see that this is the middle here. So this is the beginning here, the building blocks, and we could pretty much just sever that at here and get that whole pattern here and flip it on its head to get these 3, 4, 5s up here as well. It's not exactly, but it gives you a bit of an idea of what you're sort of in for at that point. So in this case, will it reach the 15,000? Possibly, but we'll make those decisions tomorrow, okay? And after the next session, because if Friday's strong, then Monday could follow through on this. And I've got this here all sort of bent and twisted like myself, but it might actually just continue to move up quite nicely, so we won't make any decisions just yet. But there's a nice structure from this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the top of this third wave here, the fourth wave, to pull back to the previous fourth wave in here, that type of thing, So yeah, we've got this to basically break even here with this. But yeah, if you wanted to take some off the top now, that's all good. But once it locks into group 2, it will stay there. So that's the NASDAQ, and yeah, so the Russell here, this is at 50-60% up here. Will it get up there? Look, it might catch up, but it probably won't. So we're also looking for a classic trading levels pattern to go along on this. That means getting this level here, getting the first high above the level here, but we're just sort of getting that now. And it's just the timing's not good, because when you think about it, the NASDAQ and the others they're 2/3 into their A wave here, So when you think about this little A wave will be here at the end of the day, and then this will be here. So it's going to stick to the 165 here, and then this one here could be lazy. I mean, it might surprise me and do something amazing, but I in all conscience, I have to remove this here. It's just not the best trade, But that said, what we should see here is this, and this, something like that, But not a lot to go into here, And even though this is minor group 2 with 165, 172, and 180, there'll be another little group 2 in here, the 6650, this little 6720, and the 168 here. So that's all going to be pretty tough churning in there as well. It'll bring into this here, so it'll peg this back. So yeah, I don't know, not good. Okay, so we come over to the European markets, and this is pretty much like the NASDAQ and the others, I could have this counted incorrectly here, but I'm not that sort of fussed at the moment with it. We'll just bring this up to here. I still want to keep it out of the way. Obviously, the 15,000 is going to be is going to be, we should be able to take profit a bit higher up there. We'll decide on that. But I think that, if I was trading this, which I'm not, I'm in the Australian market at the moment, but, I would be kind of thinking about, taking some money off, at the 15,000 here, because it's what you see here is not what you get next. The other markets, the S&P and the NASDAQ, they're going to start slowing down, and these will be in 4s and 5s here as well. But the fact that we've got this big number here, the number, I just call it number 5, and 5 is the second strongest number, it's not going to go very far from that. Look, it might fall short from here. It may reach the 15,000. Not sure about all of that, but we could probably start seeing things, like this here to finish off here, something like this. So I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to be that good here for this. So I'd be definitely taking some off. I'm going to put that right here on that on the sort of close of the this is a CFD product here. So yeah, I'm definitely taking off 60, 70, 80% at this point with it, Yeah, it's just going to be time consuming, and you've got overnight financing and those sorts of things. Pretty much tempted to take the lot off here, actually. Because it's going to come back and test this here. I think we're going to do that. I think we'll do that. It's going to move that out of the way, and because it's just not going to go anywhere. And then we're done at that point. Thursday. It's Thursday today, isn't it? Look, you might be able to buy the pullback in here for this, That might be a better job. So anyway, we'll exit that there because of that, and Thursday being the bearish day, and then that will leave Friday and Monday to be bullish. So the FTSE, so look, the FTSE. So we'll go to the daily chart here, and we're just expecting a bounce off the 7.2, which we're getting. We got this big sort of triangle sort of pattern here for this, and we should see a move up. It hasn't moved up that much, really. It's made an effort. It's hitting this supply in here. That supply eventually will become the support, but I'm also not getting a nice impulse wave in here. But it could certainly catch up. It hasn't, we've got a nice A, B, and C here. I don't really see a problem with it. It's just hasn't shown enough to attract enough interest in it off the low here, So where were we? 1,000. So I don't think that I can look at it. I had wave 1 over here because I could put it to here, but yeah, I could put it over to here. I know that's corrective here. I'm thinking I need to look at it a little bit differently. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as well. So we could get a move down here for this before moving up on this. So if I just plan that with the others, it could be something like this. And then if I'm looking at the S&P and so on, it'd be like this and this. So it's kind of something like this. Don't think I can use those 1s and 2s in here. I mean, it's not good anyway, it's not, but it should get up there somehow, I think we've got to leave this stop under this level here, and what that actually means is that it means that if we have the first high, the low below the level, then we'll put the stop under there. So I don't have a price for it at this point, right? But that would be the right. If you're long here and you want to stay in this, that's the way to handle it. It should be lifted up by the other markets. It's just that it's not going to be a pretty picture, and you won't want to have your stop very close. And yeah, you probably want to be taking the money off the table just above the 7.4 here somewhere. I could have it wrong. It could be wave 1 here and 2 here, and then going up for 3, 4, 5. That would be nice. And if that's the case, if this top gets taken out here, then we can move that up to here, you know. But in the meantime, it'll be something like this here. So this will be an ABC for the D wave over here for that. Yeah, no, I don't know the count actually. Okay, anyway, let's be something like that. So we should get up to the 7.5. It's just going to take a while to do that, that's all. And then we come to the Australian market, and yeah, I mean, we had wave 3, 4, and we counted down here for the low. We called the low in. We got 5 waves here. Based on those 5 waves, we could go long over here. I had the stop, I don't know, to here, to here, to here. So we can bring the stop up break even onto this one here. And it does look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. So it's quite a nice count, really, when you think about it. We've got a nice 5-wave structure here, a little bit of overlap on 1 and 4. And the ABC pattern here, nice solid base, and then 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2, nice strong third of the third and the fourth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, the fourth, the fifth. I don't know if that top's in play just here yet. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be, we could have a top right in play there. I'm not quite sure. In Australia on the Thursday, the markets tend to open higher and then trade down for the day. So in some way or another, there'll be this wave 4 here for this. So yeah, I do have a position in this myself, just a small one, nothing worth bragging about. But I think I might just hang in there for the A wave on this. I mean, for the 5 waves for the A wave, get up there a little bit higher. We might not get to the 6,950, but probably somewhere in 6,930, maybe 6,930. So if we get a little bit higher. It's a bit time consuming though, isn't it, you know? But we are in the trend, so it's kind of pointless getting out a little bit. We'll get back, we'll try to get back in on this B wave over here that may or may not pull back that deep either, you know. But it's definitely going to be a little bit toppy at that point. I might take some off actually at this point. I mean, it's quite nice where we are, you know. Yeah, so the worst that could happen, it could come back down and test this one here. So this low here, this wave 4 here, that's a possibility over here for that. It may or may not pull back that far, but that's the textbook stuff. So it could do that. So this leg over here, we want this leg here from 4 to 5. That should be, well, should be, would be, could be, but the extension seems to be in wave 3 here. So that would leave wave 1 here and wave 5 about the same length. So, I mean, when you think about it, there's not a lot of difference between being at, you know, 69, 20, 30 to where we are here. There's a bit, but then we have to suffer this wave 4 here, which this wave 4 should be bigger than this wave 4 by, you know, 40 to 60%. Okay, anyway, that's that. You can make your own decisions about things. You're a big boy now. So yeah, so that's that. And technically, if that top comes in, wherever that comes in, this will be the 50-60% back for the B wave here. So we don't really want to be in that, and it may not pull that far back. It might just come back to the 38, come back to these wave fours over here. But still, that's a bit of a journey if you've already been through hell and back with this one here, And I think that's probably in there actually. So this could be some type of little, not so little, but some sort of ABC pattern in here. I mean, just take this with a pinch of salt, really, but it'll look like a drunken mess at the time the market rolls out through there. But it does give us a bit of an idea to say that, well, we should get up at 6.9 at some point. In the meantime, we can drop back to the previous wave 4. So you can kind of see the situation and the mess that we're in here, And I call it a mess because it's wave 4s, a series of them. And the B wave could be simple or it could be complex. And then we need to push up here. So this distance here that we've done here, right, we should have over here again. So that'll take us to the 7,000, which would be kind of, sounds good, at least. Yeah, so, okay, all right, enough waffling. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.